Oh, absolutely. I met experienced Uganda different business people, but also the students that were a part of the people-to-people exchange program as potential business people was excellent. And two people in particular, one guy who was in construction, which related to what I do, and the student who was interested in starting coffee franchise.
I was pleasantly surprised how well and receptive the people were overall. I enjoyed the development of the country and how people were, they spoke English as their first language, so it was really easy to communicate across the country.
Well, we have a number of projects that we're looking at. One for this in particular, for the entire trip, we're looking at doing a website to kind of catalog everything that happened with regards to the trip. But several of the participating Ugandan businesses, we've established some relationships and have some agreements in place to do websites for a few of the local Ugandans.
I saw a government that is really in position to do some great things, but they need some help. And I think that's where the College of Business has really been a very positive component to work with the government of Libya. They don't know the value that you have really brought to the table. I can't wait to get back to the States and sit down with a number of individuals who I think can really bring about some things as it relates to what their needs are in Uganda.
They are more than ready. It was probably the fastest way for me to actually engage and actually close particular deals in a week. We had maybe about 100 business people, and the people were more than ready to actually execute and start the deals right away. That was probably something I could say that surprised me the most, how prepared the people are to advance themselves and move forward.
I enjoy going to speak. They have really good food, and I enjoyed traveling with the Southern University team and MOOPs to the safari, and I enjoyed seeing all the wonderful creatures.
Myself, as well as some of the other fellows, have worked upon an MOU to sign with the Ugandan government to expand this mission to go into the inner time, to really connect with the mission statement that was set on this particular grant or initiative.
I would be interested in crystal ice.
Okay.
Seeing how they manufacture their ice and helping them.
I think that one of the ways to help would be starting with the mindset. Having the 4 questions answered early on, which were how much money do you want, what will you give in return for it, when do you want it by, and exactly what each of them will do in return for that money would be very important on the outset.
The industry itself, what I saw was a lack of planning or strategic planning for the cities. That's going to play a major role in the years to come as to the development or where they're trying to go. So that's part of it, but all facets of it, MLS systems, statistics, we're unable to really retrieve statistics we may need in order to get investors to want to come and invest.
I was actually very, not surprised, but very pleasantly surprised to see the amount of opportunity and the passion from the people, how the trip was set up from government to government, people to people, private business to private business, giving us a feel of the cultural. That is actually what I live for. This is on my 60th visit. It's almost like a homecoming for myself to rediscover another place in Africa that will probably take another 10 years of my time just to understand and redevelop the relationships that was actually encountered on this past mission.
It was really exciting to visit the City Council. We had the opportunity to not only meet the Madam Speaker, the Technical Director, the Deputy Mayor, and many of her colleagues that serve on the council. They have 31 council members, and there's a great distribution of leadership in terms of gender representation.
I learned that the country is committed to educating its people. I learned that they have identified one important need that they have, and that is to have an educated workforce. I learned that the Makerere School of Business is very much attuned to the needs of the country and needs assistance in meeting those particular needs.
Well, I think in terms of my exposures, that in looking around and seeing how open the government and public officials have been in terms of allowing us to get information and able to disseminate information to us, just looking across the, you know, the areas that we visited, I mean, there's a willingness, there's an eagerness to get involved. I think that, yes, we can benefit from a program like this. The more you got involved, the more people you got involved in the process, the better things are. We've got to learn some ways in which to teach them, and they've got to be able to impart some information to us so we can understand our markets and how that systems work within the Ugandan environment.
It's going to be my job to really bring those factors together. I have to go back and sit down and research and do some things that I think that when I present this to the business community, as it relates to Americans getting involved, we have to do some things to share with them. These are the facts here. And that's what we go on in the States. These are the facts. These are the opportunities. These are the demands that can be given to us, that if we can bring the right resources to the table, boom, we're ready to move. And I think I can do that.
BRB Network TV travels to Africa with the Southern University's College of Business. We'll be right back.